Sup, Halls? How you living? I'm good. It's our midweek reading. We're having an extended message from this morning's Instagram post. If you don't already, you should go follow me at Liz_Taylor_Magick on Instagram. And then the channel has a page on Instagram, Light Love Magic, but I'm really more active on Liz Taylor Magic. But yeah, and that's where you can see where I write up our posts earlier in the day, and then I post stories and things over there too. So go check that out, follow me there, and follow me here. Follow this channel, subscribe, like this video, comment, share it, do everything you can to help me spread the message. The more actions you take on people's content, the more it helps their videos and their posts and whatever get sent out into the active in the algorithms. So, been a good day. It was a bit chilly out, but I still went for a walk and read and did some reading and writing and taking photographs out in the forest, and just went gallivanting about. And tonight I'm going to make a pot of one of my favorite Cajun dishes. It's smothered cabbage over smoked beef sausage, and you serve it over rice. It's got like potatoes and celery and onions and garlic and stuff like that in it. It's really good. And yeah, probably have a nice bath and do some more reading. But in the meantime, with no further ado, let's get started. So our cards today I pulled from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle and the Dreaming Way Tarot. We got new beginnings, which is no surprise. We have been talking about this like till we're blue in the face. This is one kicked dead horse. So, but we did talk about how, like recently, how it felt like this whole year was sort of like stretched out frame by frame in like individual frame by frame in slow motion. So it's like the whole thing has been like very stretched out and like feeling like it's like unfolding in like super slow-mo. So this new beginning, my diffusion on my light came untaped, but it scared me, so I thought something had caught on fire. Everything's fine. So, where were we? New beginnings, how everything has just been slow motion, but we are really starting to get our footing in this new sense of self. We're still being challenged, and I'm sure that we are like burnt to a crisp coming out of Scorpio season. Eclipses. Like, is anybody still alive? Like, do y'all know anybody? Like, do you have anybody left in your lives? Or everybody like leave their work or make major changes or tell somebody to stick it? I don't know. But like, I'm sure everybody had a pretty intense eclipse season. I mean, I've been doing like the work of transformation constantly for so long, and even mine was like, it had its intense moments. So I feel a little bit like, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Heathers, and at the end when like Christian Slater has gone on his like kind of violent spree, and Winona Ryder's coming to confront him at the school, and like the explosion goes off and she walks out of the smoke like with soot all over her face and crazy hair with like a broken cigarette. This is like jaded. That's this moment right now for sure. But we are in the precipice of a fresh start where like this is sort of that darkest moment before the dawn comes, and we're just not seeing clearly yet what is in the state of becoming. We're in that dark soil before we break through the surface. So our manifestations really are crystallizing, and they are coming into form, and they're crowning us, and they're circling the runway, and they're all around us, and they're so close. It's just like it's going to be a slow unfolding. It's going to be a bit of a slow blossom, so to speak. But I think that this 2022 has been all about like setting the foundations, and so 2023 is going to be about building and implementing. So if you can just relax and relax into the rest of this year and wrap up projects, tie up loose ends, go, you know, even deeper into finishing up the soul work that you've been doing this year, and, you know, get refocused in on those the goals that you had set for the year, because chances are these goals that you had set for this year are goals that you'll be building upon next year, right? So finish strong without taking on a lot of new crazy things. And don't push yourself, or don't read too much into if things aren't falling into place is exactly as like you'd like them to right now, or at the pace that you'd like them to, because by next year, like you could be hitting a lot of momentum in your various projects, like probably in every area of your life. It's gonna like suddenly get a lot busier. So right now is a great moment to take a second to reflect and celebrate everything that you've done, everything that you've accomplished this year, how far you've come, the transformation that you've already been through, and just start getting your mind ready to think about where you want, what are the next steps for next year, right? But right now, focus on rounding out the year strong. Reflect on where you've come from and what you're proud of and what you're excited about, and celebrate and be grateful. Be here in the now, in this moment, before you start jumping ahead down the road, right? Don't skip the phase. Don't skip the Shabbat. The end of the year Shabbat is what I just heard that it was called, because this new beginning is already beginning, but it's just like nothing is starting yet. We're just getting into the theater. Everybody's still at the concession stand, right? We're not even at previews yet. We're at those weird Pepsi commercials that nobody wants to watch. If life was a theater. And so our tarot cards were 6 of Cups, followed by 4 of Pentacles, followed by 6 of Pentacles, followed by Strength. And so I think that what is going on here is that a resurgence of inspiration from the past, maybe things that we thought had passed us by, maybe things that we'd lost hope over, are sort of circling back around, and we're having like a rebirth of like inspiration and motivation and of spirit. Maybe it's even something like childhood dreams or like hopes that we had a long time ago that we just didn't think were going to work out, come back around. Sometimes the 6 of Cups can signal that someone from the past, or from the recent past or distant past, or a past life is coming back around, and it may be extending an invitation. So, but I want to focus on the inspiration from the past coming back, feeling like, okay, I'm getting excited again about what I initially set out to do this year, even though like I got kind of run down in the slog of the second act of this year playing out, trying to work and work harder and harder and give and share and do everything you can, right, towards manifesting your goals. But you're like, oh, I'm still in this like the thick of this forest where I can't see the way out and I can't see the path. It's like, is anything really going to pay off? But that is like phase 2/phase 3 of manifestation, right? It's all about pushing through and doubling down in your persistence and sharing outside of your comfort zone and investing outside of your comfort zone, even if there's no certainty guaranteed. It's like where you practice your own certainty in the Creator, in the truth that whether or not your manifestations are going to work out the way that you want them to, that there is a grander planet scheme, and it is laid out to deliver you your optimal fulfillment in life. And so the universe has always like got your back to try to steer you back on that path. So just trust that everything is unfolding for your highest good. So another thing that 6 of Cups talks about is like healing the inner child. So I think that because we've done a lot of this transformational work of healing our inner child and reparenting ourselves and going back and trying to dig up like old subconscious patterning that was put there like early in our childhood, and then rewrite those stories, rewrite those neural pathways, rewrite that programming. We've started to get the Four of Pentacles, which is more stable. We're becoming more stable, and we're having more security, like on the inside and on the outside. We have more emotional and mental security, and we're also having more material security and stability in our life because of that, which is amazing. And so now, with both feet firmly planted on the ground, we're grounded enough and we're emotionally sober enough, right, to look at our situation as we're evaluating everything at the end of this year and going back and like looking in and saying like, okay, is there anything I need to edit, to tweak, to reconfigure? Is there anything that I need to adjust in my plans or in my execution or in my methods to make them more efficient or more productive? The Six of Pentacles sometimes it talks about an unseen windfall or some like gift or a bonus that you weren't expecting. But in this scenario, in this context, I feel like because we're now grounded and we have more of an emotional sobriety within, and a deeper sense of security and stability and confidence, we can look at our situation, whether that be a job or friendships or family dynamics or, you know, romantic relationships, business ventures, whatever it is, and say, is this giving me equal return? Is there an equity within this exchange? Is there equal give and take? Is there reciprocity? Right? If there's not, then it's like you have now developed the strength to be able to walk away from what is not matching your energy that you're putting in. Literally that which has not killed us has made us stronger. So basically, that's the overall theme or gist that I got from this. It's like you're gonna have a resurgence of inspiration and motivation, and you've got like a more deeper grounded sense of stability and security. And now with that, all that self-worth and your trust muscles stronger, you've been preparing the vessel that we talk about, right? Deepening your faith and widening your self-worth, or widening your faith or strengthening your self-faith and deepening your self-worth. And because of that, you are going to be, you know, looking at the things in your life to make sure that there's an equal give and take there, that there's balance, that there's equity, that things are equitable, that there is things are reciprocated. There's a reciprocal exchange, an equal exchange of give and take. And if there's not, then you're going to be strong enough to walk away. The Strength card also talks about gentle strength, not force ever, but just like think of water, how it's so soft and like flexible, but over time it makes an impact. Water is feminine. It is a passive, mutable influence. Okay. Is there anything else? I think that is it. I think that is our whole message. Well, I hope that y'all have a good night, and I know I will, and I am working for the rest of the week through the weekend, so I'll see you later than usual, and yeah, we'll see what kind of adventures I get up to for the rest of the week. Ciao.